love is a bubbling over. Jesus, love is a bubbling over. Jesus, love is a bubbling over. Alleluia. Y'all, I'm out of breath. I'm in Miss Erica's room, and I ran up the stairs. And it's so nice, y'all, that we don't have to run up the stairs every day if this was our classroom. But anyway, welcome to language. We have 2 more lessons, then we have a final review, then we have the final test. All right, so I'm so excited about being done, and I know y'all are too. We are ready for page 298, lesson 168. It's Monday, and I hope you are awake. All right, stretch. Do some jumping jacks. It's kind of hard. It's kind of in a cramped place. All right, so our agenda is 2 pages today, and it's a lot of review. Y'all think about on Friday's lesson and Thursday's lesson, and then this week. It's like a long self-test. We're practicing for the test. So look at the ones you got wrong. Why are they wrong? Study them. And then the ones you got right, well, you're just ready for the test, right? Okay, we're going to jump in. Think A. We're talking about parts of speech. What are the 8 parts of speech? Let's say them together. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb, pronoun, preposition, conjunction, interjection. 8. Okay? So think A. Write pronoun in the blank if the italicized word is a pronoun. Write adjective if it is an adjective. There will be in groups of 2. Each, in the 2 sentences, they will be using the same word, but they will be different. The word will be different jobs in the different sentences. Let me show you what I mean. Number 1, this hat was given for my birthday. This could be a demonstrative pronoun, or it could be used as an adjective. How do you know? You need to look at the word behind it. Is the word behind it a noun? If the word behind it is a noun, it must function as an adjective. Is hat a noun? Yes, it is. So this is functioning as an adjective. What is this? Is it a demonstrative pronoun, or is it functioning as an adjective? Look at the word behind it. There is no word behind it. All right? So what would this function as? A pronoun. All right? Pause the video, do the rest of this section. If there is a noun behind it, it is an adjective. Functioning as an adjective. Which hat? This hat. If there's no noun behind it, it will not always come at the end of the sentence. Sometimes if it's used as a pronoun, it will be at the beginning or the middle of a sentence, but always look at the word behind it, okay? Pause the video, finish that section. Okay, let's go to think B. Can you form adjectives from these words? Example, beauty, noun. So we will be changing beauty to an adjective. So it would be beautiful. Let me show you a good way to do this. Number 1, American. No, I said it. America, noun. Think about putting an adjective in here. So we have America. Think of this phrase, the blank girl, the blank boy. What kind of boy? What kind of girl? The American girl. So your answer for number 1 would be American. American is the adjective form of America. Let's try number 2, obey. Obey as a verb. Let's change it to the adjective form of obey. So think about this. The blank girl. What kind of girl? The obedience girl, the obey girl. That doesn't make sense. What adjective makes sense? The obedient girl, or the obedient boy. See how I do that? Whee! That's very sloppy T. Use this phrase to help you. You are forming adjectives that describe the noun behind it. What kind of boy and what kind of girl? The blank girl or boy. Number 3 would be honor, a noun. What kind of girl, what kind of boy? What word could you change from honor to make it an adjective? Pause the video, do the rest of that section. If you need help on spelling, ask your mom. Let's go to think C. Underline the ly adverbs in each sentence. Be careful, some adjectives end in ly also. And then the second instruction, in the blank, write the words that the adverb modifies. All right, think C. Our nurse battled bravely against disease. Well, this is our adverb ending in ly. What word is bravely describing? Adverbs answer the questions how, when, where, how often, or to what extent. Battle. How? How did the nurses battle? Bravely. So it's jumping back and describing this verb. Battle is a verb. Adverbs describe verb, adjectives, or other adverbs. Number 2, this problem is extremely difficult. Okay, this is our, we're going to underline it. Our adverb, extremely difficult. What word is extremely describing? It's describing difficult. How difficult is it? How difficult is this work or this project? Extremely difficult. So extremely, my bad. You need to be writing the word it's modifying. Difficult. In this case, it's describing an adjective, because adjective is jumping back and describing problem. Okay, but that's not too important. Just know that it's just jumping forward and describing difficult. Pause the section. Pause the video, finish the section. All right, you should be done. Go to page 299. The top of the page is exactly like think C, and then think D. Underline each adjective in these sentences. Circle each adverb. Be prepared to tell what each adjective or adverb modifies. Okay, so we have to underline our adjectives, circle our adverbs. Think D. 4 American ships were in port. Where are our adjectives? Any adjectives? Well, I'm seeing 4 is an adjective. How many ships? 4 ships. I'm seeing American. Whose ships? American ships. Those would both be adjectives because they're describing a noun. Any adverbs? There are no adverbs. All right. Number 2, the newly blossomed pansies were lovely. Okay. Let's find our adjectives first. Any adjectives? Well, the is always an adjective. Remember, a, and the are articles, and they function as adjectives. So if you ever see a, and, or the, there must be an adjective. And the other adjectives? Let's look at this word. What word is that describing? Newly. Is it describing pansies, or is it describing blossomed? This is important, because if it's describing pansies, it's an adjective. If it's describing blossomed, it's an adverb. Okay, how do we know? Well, let's ask our questions. So let's think of it as an adverb. So let's ask the question, how blossomed were they? Or how blossomed? They were newly blossomed. They weren't old blossomed. They didn't blossom a while ago. They just blossomed. They were new. This would be an adverb because it describes this word, blossomed. What kind of word is blossomed? Blossoms is an adjective because blossoms is describing pansies. The one that you circled is an adverb describing this adjective. Okay? Any other words, either adjective or adverbs? Look at this word lovely. What kind of word is that? It ends in ly, but it is not an adverb. What do you think it is? Why is it an adjective? It's a predicate adjective because it's saying lovely blossoms. It's just, lovely pansies. It's jumping back and describing your noun, your subject. So lovely pansies, this would be an adjective. Number 3, the precious morning hours should not be wasted. All right, where are our adjectives? Well, the is always an adjective. How do we know whether, when we have 2 words that we're not sure whether they're adjectives or adverbs? A good way to figure out is to say the word by itself with the noun. So, the hours, that makes sense. Precious hours, that makes sense. That's an adjective. Morning hours, they all make sense. So, they are all adjectives. Whereas if you go up here, the pansies, that makes sense. If you say newly pansies, does that make sense? No, it does not make sense. So it must be an adverb. Blossomed pansies. That makes sense. So these two are adjectives and this is an adverb. So going back to this one, the precious morning, our adjective describing hours, should not be wasted. We need one more. Which one is it? We need to have an adverb. What word is always an adverb? The word not is always an adverb, just like the words a, and the are always adjectives. What word is always an adverb? Not. Okay? This section could be a little bit harder. Problem solve. Look at the sentence, read it. Ask your adverb questions, your adjective questions. All right, you can do it. I know you can. It's a little bit harder, but don't fly through it. Be thinking about, well, what word is it describing? Why would it be an adjective? Why would it be an adverb? Let's go to thinky. Thinky is also a little tough. Label the part of speech of each word in the following sentences. You may cross out 6, 7, and 8. Cross them out. You must do 1 through 5. You are taking each word, and you will be writing the abbreviation of these parts of speech. We're going to do the first two together. I suggest when you do these, look at the surrounding words. The surrounding words give you clues for what that particular word is. I. What's the part of speech of I? I, you, he, she, it would be a pronoun. Let's go to am. What kind of word is am? What job does am do? What are the? I'm trying to remember the helping verbs. No, this is actually a being verb. Am is always verb, be being been. It's a being verb, so it must be a verb. A is always a what? A and the is always an adjective. Y'all should try to be racing me. Don't you be waiting for me to say the answer. See if you can race me, and then maybe see if your answers are correct. Or you could pause the video, do them all, do these two, and then see if you're right. Child. A little bitty child or a baby. That's a person. So be noun. Notice how I'm problem solving. I'm not just writing the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm asking what is a child? Well, it's a person, so a person is a noun. Of is a what? Remember? Preposition. Okay? The is always a adjective. And king. King is a person, which would be a what? A noun. Your first sentence is done. Let's go to the second sentence. Behind God's promises are his knowledge and power. Look at this. Here's your prepositional phrase. You can look for prepositional phrases. That will help you. Because you know your first word in the prepositional phrase must always be a preposition. And your last word in your prepositional phrase must always be a noun. So if you look at your prepositional phrases, it might help you, honestly. And then normally if you have any words in between, they are normally what? Whose promise is it? It's God's promise. So it would be an adjective describing promises. Behind preposition, God's is an adjective and promises is a noun. Or, am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been is a being verb. His knowledge and power. Look at the surrounding words. Don't just look at is, his. Look at this. It's describing knowledge. Whose knowledge is it? It's his knowledge. It would be a what? An adjective. You might have said it's a pronoun. Because if it's a possessive pronoun, you're right. But it's the job it's using as an adjective because there's a noun behind it. I just told you what the next one is. That's why it's so important. Look at the surrounding words for clues. Whose knowledge? It's his knowledge. Knowledge is a thing you can have. You have knowledge. God has knowledge. God gives his knowledge to us. What about and? Is a conjunction because it connects words and phrases and sentences. What about power? God has what? Power. So power is a thing, which would make it a noun. 2, 3, 4, and 5 by yourself. Problem solve, y'all. And I know you can do it. And I will see you tomorrow.